Welcome to Are These My Monkeys? Okay, so this chapter,
Hold on. You need your book
your workbook wouldn't go amiss, but
and then paper, pencil.
all the things. Okay, are these your monkeys? This may seem like a weird topic to you because you're like, I thought we were in childcare. I didn't know we were running a zoo. You are running a zoo. Here's the thing. What monkeys are is the things that need to get done. Some people call the monkeys a to-do list, but here's the difference between a to-do list and a monkey. A to-do list sits on your desk or on your computer. It just sits there, laying there, doing nothing. Monkeys attack you as you're walking down the hall or walking in the door. You walk in the door and you've got this parent trying to tell you this thing, you've got this client doing this, you've got this staff person, you hear a noise that you're like, that's not an appropriate noise. And there's also a smell. And you're like, somebody needs to do a thing. All of those are monkeys. They come and they attack you when you're not looking. These are the monkeys, and you do have to deal with them.
For example, do you have a dog? Do you know someone with a dog?
Surely you've seen somebody who has a dog. I'm pretty sure you've experienced the walking in the door and there's a dog on the other side of the door.
And the dog is trying to give you his monkeys. Unfortunately, he has to.
Because he's like, oh, I need pets right now. And then can you give me more kibble? Because I need more kibble. And then we need a walk.
Yeah.
He has a punch list of like 3 or 4 things.
And depending on how long you've been gone, he may have a different order. Like out now. And that may be as much for you as it is for him.
Right? So everyone in your environment can be a source of monkeys. They don't have to be. And we all also know somebody who's like, I ain't taking anybody's monkeys.
Okay, so before we get into
We don't
taking
want to be
monkeys,
those.
yeah. So before we get into taking monkeys, we're going to talk about there are directions on how to care and feed monkeys.
It's page 47 of the paperback.
And part of the reason we do this is because every director, every owner we have known in a really, really, really long time. We've both been doing this for almost 30 years. I said,
Just keep
anyway, for a really, really, really long time, wears way more hats than just one. And so with every single one of those hats come, just a few monkeys.
So there's I am the hiring manager. I am the person who runs the ads for new hiring.
I'm the marketing director.
Oh, you're the marketing director. I'm the person who does tours.
Oh, and now I'm the social media manager.
Oh, and I'm HR for when staff do something they shouldn't do.
And I'm the plumber.
And I'm the person who sends out the bills.
And I'm the person who gets to write the paychecks.
Oh, and who is it who makes the list for the handyman and who is the handyman?
Oh, that's me too.
So you may have all of those hats or only 5 of them. And we could keep making a list of more hats, but guess what? You get to do that next chapter. So we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. But each one of those hats has different monkeys that come with it. Oh, we forgot the licensing specialist.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, all of those come with monkeys that just show up when you have that job. So we need to talk about the monkey rules. And she closed the book. I'm sorry. Page 47. So the first rule is you have to decide, are you going to feed or shoot that monkey? So first you have to identify that it's a monkey. And remember, some monkeys are teeny tiny and some monkeys are, well, okay, I guess an orangutan is an ape. But, some monkeys are monkeys and some monkeys are apes. So you have to be able to identify it to decide whether you're going to feed it or shoot it. What does it mean by feeding a monkey?
Well, what does it mean to feed a dog? You take care of it. You're going to give it some life. You're going to make sure that it lives.
So if the situation is that you've got a staff person who is crying because their dog had to go to the vet this morning. How do you feed that monkey if you decide to feed the monkey about the staff person with the dog at the vet?
So you have a couple of choices, and this is where understanding whether or not you're truly feeding that monkey or, well, you're going to give it back to them. If I'm going to feed the monkey, I'm going to take the monkey and I'm going to take care of my staff person. And I might go, you know what? It's okay, Carrie, that your dog is not feeling well. Why don't you go home? I'll cover your classroom.
That would be feeding that monkey. That's an extreme example. We can go in between, but so that's feeding the monkey. Okay, so that now you're clear on what it means by feeding it or shooting it. So how would I shoot that monkey?
I would probably look at Carrie and go, I'm really sorry that you're having a hard time. You can call and get a substitute.
There you go. Monkey is dead. that's
Not my
rule.
responsibility. That's theirs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's rule number 2?
Rule number 2, the monkey population should be kept below the maximum number that the director has time to feed.
Oh, I should have brought the monkey journal. So we also created a monkey journal, and that has spaces for, I think, 12 different monkeys. And so when you're done filling that up for the day, you can't take any more monkeys.
So basically monkeys should take 5 to 15 minutes to manage. And because you have all those other things to do during the day as a director, if you just had time to do monkey management and you didn't also have to take care of the other responsibilities you have to take care of, that would be one thing. But you know what? Your job is a whole lot more than monkey management.
And most of the monkeys can be managed by the person who originally brought the monkey into the building.
Yes.
Or spotted it running wild and free.
So rule number 3, monkeys should be fed by appointment only. I love this one. And it's part of the reason why in my last office, I absolutely hated having extra chairs. Like all the extra chairs were behind my desk because if there were extra chairs, people came in and sat and they just thought they should be able to come in and give me all their monkeys, whether I asked for them or not. And if I don't have spare chairs, probably worked out really well when you used to have your office
in the laundry room. Yeah. Another thing that I do to say I will only take monkeys by appointment is if I'm walking the halls of the school and there is nothing in my hands and I'm not wearing a jacket, when somebody stops me and says, hey, could you get me? I said, I could say yes, but I will forget between here and when I get back to the office. Remind me when I'm walking around with my colorful clipboard. Or remind me when I'm walking around and I've got my jacket on so there's Post-its in the pocket. The only time I would take monkeys is if I had a monkey catchment device. And for me, that was either a jacket with 2 pockets, one that had blank Post-its and the other one that had Post-its that somebody had written on it. I don't write on the Post-it, they write on the Post-it, which means they have to write clearly enough that I can read it later. They need to manage their monkeys. Or I have
really
a clipboard.
tiny Post-its are really helpful for that.
Yeah, don't get those 2-inch by 2-inch ones. No, we want the little ones that you would use for a book. And the other is to have that monkey management guide that we have, monkey management journal. You can go on Amazon and pick one up, and they can write in one of those 12 squares. And when the 12 squares are full,
all you can take.
Can't take that anymore monkeys.
All right. So rule number 4, face-to-face or telephone.
Which means they can't text you at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Or email you.
And you can't text them or email them. So if you've got an emergency and you have to leave town, you have to call somebody.
Yep.
And say, I need you to open the building because I'm not going to be there to open the building today. You have to talk to them because going back to that communication chapter, only 20% of communication is the words we choose. So if you text them, they're getting 1/5 of the information you want them to have. If they're talking to you on the phone, they also get the tone of your voice, the rhythm of your voice, the inflection of you sounding like a crazy person because you're frantic because your college student says that she just ate a toad or whatever. I don't know. I've never had that happen.
Ripped a hamstring.
Ripped a hamstring. There we go. That's something that actually has happened.
Yeah.
So you have to feed the monkey by appointment, meaning if we're having an ongoing issue, like we have a staff person who, we talked before about the staff person who maybe is having issues with their dog. And so we decided to feed it and said, you know, if you need to cover your classroom today, that's okay. We haven't, it's not completely dead. They scheduled their somebody to cover their classroom today, but then tomorrow they come in and they're still upset because the dog is still a dog. It did not become a person. It's still a dog and it's still going to have issues. And so we, by appointment, are going to put on our calendar to check in with that staff person at 9:30 tomorrow to see how they're doing. And we're going to, if they're fine, then we don't have to put it on our schedule again. If they're not fine, I'm going to put it on my schedule for this afternoon. And I may have to keep putting it on my schedule until the dog improves or doesn't.
So basically, that's rule number 5. So rule number 5 is that there's always follow-up. Okay. And that's going to be key as you go through managing your communication, your monkeys, and as we get into delegating. Okay. So can I have Tuesday off?
I don't know. Did you fill out the appropriate form?
But I have a doctor's appointment and
Did you fill out the appropriate form?
I have a doctor's appointment. I need to go. Otherwise, they're going to charge me $50 if I don't go.
Okay, so fill out the form and get yourself a substitute. And yes, you can have it if you have filled out the form and gotten a substitute.
Okay.
There we go. We shot that monkey. So I hope this helps you. And trust me, this will be helpful. One more little clue with the monkeys. Here's a secret. If they ask you if they need an answer right now, the answer is always no. If you need an answer right now, then my answer is always no. This works with your staff. This works with the parents. This works with your own family. But don't let everybody know. Okay. So I hope this helps you with your identifying and managing your monkeys. Enjoy this chapter. This is one of our longer ones because it is one of the most important things in not burning out, not getting overwhelmed. Keep your monkey population down and you'll be one of our directors that is a director 15 years from now.
And we really do want that. So make sure that you go listen to some of the extra podcasts on this episode or on this subject. I think there's like 4 or 5. This is definitely a popular one on our podcast. So if you've got questions though, don't forget to shoot us an email.